Welcome back, empaths. My name is Eileen, and it's nice to be with you again electronically and energetically. I'm hoping that all of you are doing great on your empath journey and just really learning to ride all of the waves with ease and also knowing that you are divinely supported. I have been an empath my whole life, and the tips that I'm sharing with you are both from my own personal life experience and the energy that's gifted to me by my divine teams so that I can share with those beings that are empaths that come into my field. When I was a little girl, I had psychic dreams and I was dialed into the energy signature of people in my family and of course my community, school. And it was really difficult, to be honest with you, to navigate. It was hard. I would love to say it was all sunshine and rainbows. I was psychic and it was the bomb. No, it was super hard. It was super difficult. My parents divorced when I was quite young. And as a result of their divorce, obviously that was traumatic, but because of the divorce, there were other traumas that occurred later for myself and other family members that could have been avoided, I think, had my parents stayed together. And so as a little person, I was navigating being an energy sensitive, picking up on the energies of all kinds of people and animals in my environment, also navigating, trauma from my parents separating and divorcing and being confused about that. And then also there was mental illness in the family. I don't want to throw my family under the bus because they were great. There was a lot of beautiful experiences. I loved my upbringing. I loved the way I was raised. I love my values. I love my moral code. I love the experiences and opportunities that I was afforded. There's so many things that were beautiful about my family, but there were also dysfunctional paradigms like many of us, right, in the world have dysfunction in our families. So as a little empath with no actual teacher showing me how to navigate the experience of being a human, having, all these empathic abilities come online and activate within me, not having a teacher was really hard. And I did believe in God. I did pray to the Creator at night. I asked questions from the time I was really young. Like 3-4 years old. I remember asking about the mysteries of the universe, asking about the sun and asking about the stars and asking about nature and animals and all kinds of things. I remember as a little kid asking God, who are your parents? I would pray and say, who are your parents? I want to meet your parents. How did you get here, God? I would ask those types of questions. And I don't know, I guess in my innocence, I have no idea, but something in the way that I would ask questions, this is how I learned the universe responds to questions. When you ask the right questions, the universe comes in and does respond to you. And so something in my questions as a little person activated a beautiful gift. And those gifts were what I call angels. And I gave them a name. And the first angelic beings that I came in contact with, I'm a little person. So to me, they looked like they were anywhere between the ages of, let's say, 16 and 25. They looked like teenage girls and maybe like young, early college student girls. And there were about 5 of them. And they showed up when I was a little person, and they would come in after I'd go to sleep at night. They didn't really show up too much during the daylight hours when I was with my parents or friends, but at night when I would be afraid because I would either have nightmares or visions of things that were going on in the world that were very scary. I was swirling with a lot of energy, seeing a lot of things that now don't scare me at all. But at the time, not having the training and teaching, I didn't know how to handle these things. So they'd come in and they'd literally hang out and surround me so that I could fall asleep at night. They would also talk to me and teach me about the mysteries of the universe. And so these were my very first guides, beautiful angelic beings. They were harmless. They were lovely. They were fun. They were playful. They made me laugh. In fact, I used to call them the tickling girls, because when I was sad, they would tickle me, and I would laugh, and, then they would teach me things. So I've been working with divine beings for most of my life, and I want to talk to you today about your crew. You have a crew, empaths. You may not have known that, but each empath has a beautiful team of beings, and they are here to support you. You are divinely supported by, of course, the Creator, but all of the divine beings that are assigned. They volunteer to support you in your structure. They come from your lineage and your ancestry and your particular soul mission, your soul contract. You have divine beings that come from, the multiverse, the omniverse, the quantum field, from the divine, to be of assistance to you in every single area of your life. Your divine crew love you unconditionally, and they serve your highest good. They have only your highest good as their pure heart intention. Now, the energy field is a mixed bag of energy, and not all energies are supportive, and not all energies are in the light. We know that. But those beings that love you unconditionally and are part of your crew, your empath team, they have only your highest good as their purest intention, and they are absolutely in the light. So when you are doing your meditations and your prayers, and you're asking for the divine to send you your team, if you haven't become acquainted with them yet, you only want those divine beings that love you unconditionally and exist in the highest realms of pure love and light, and only have your highest good as their purest intention. That's all we're dealing with, empaths. We're not swirling with any lower mind energies or distractions or energy vampires or demons, or ghosts. We're not going there. I mean, you can go there if you want. You have free will, but I'm just letting you know it's not necessary. Okay? That the world has a lot of difficult, dark things, scary things, hard things. The members of your crew, your team, they're all love and light, and you should only require love and light. And any other being that's less than love and light, or doesn't love you unconditionally, or is leechy, or doesn't have your highest good as their pure heart intention, feel free to say, leave my energy field. You're not welcome. I only want to align with those beings that are in the light with the divine Creator God, who have my highest good as their pure heart intention. Okay. And in that way, you are divinely supported by the right divine beings. Now, there's a divine being that can assist you with everything. You are not alone. Okay. So from car maintenance to finding the right soulmate, to which college to go to which job to take, to, how to decorate your home so that it will be the most peaceful, zen, kind of experience, whatever it is, what crystals to buy and what masseuse to go to and what dentist to go to. There are guardian beings that, if you choose to have your life be assisted in that way, they're here to help you. Okay. All you have to do is ask. All you have to do is ask. And everything will always be provided for you. Should I invest in this particular thing? Should I invest in this particular thing? Should I buy cryptocurrency? What should I do? There are guides and angels and ancestors to assist you with every detail of your life, should you need that. Part of our life path as empaths is to become masters, to create self-mastery in being a human, where we can dial in and get answers on our own and make decisions based on maturity and wisdom. Okay. But in the meantime, it's a learning curve. In the meantime, you've got assistance if you should need it. And all you have to do is ask. So let's talk about your empath crew, because you got one. Every empath has a team, and it starts with you. You, to some degree, are the team leader, or you could say your higher self is the team leader. You are comprised of your physical being, of course, and your energetic self. The energetic part of you extends about 4 feet in front of you, behind you, around you, in every direction. The energetic self takes the most hits because it senses the energy before it hits your physical body. Okay, so sometimes before you even experience something, the energetic self has already detected it, and you might begin to sense something is off before you even feel it in your body or in your emotions or in your mind. You're also comprised of an emotional self, a mental self, a spiritual self. There's your soul essence, and then there's your God essence frequency or energy. There are also parts of your being that are invisible to you, but they're very, very much a part of your energy signature. So even though you're having a human experience, there are invisible parts of you that you don't see. They could be your higher selves, and they could be even some of your abilities, activation codes that you haven't quite activated yet. They're all part of your structure. And all of these parts need nourishment, and they need to be aligned with each other and the divine master blueprint of your life in order for everything to flow. Now, this is a complex, intricate system. Being human is not just you here on planet Earth. You are a multidimensional being dialing into different dimensions, different realities. You have different parts, different energy signatures are required for different situations and different time frames of your life. And you have a spiritual team that is assisting you. So you, the human, you alone just have all of these parts that need to be integrated with the divine master blueprint of your life. You need to be fully aware of your soul plan and fully aligned with your soul master blueprint so that you can rock this life. But in addition, you also have other divine aspects of you. You have a chakra system, and these are energy centers or energy motors. They must be kept pure and detoxed on a regular basis in order to keep all of the body systems, components, and parts running smoothly. So now all of that is just you, okay, as a physical being and an energy being. But beyond you, you have other beings. You have guardians, you have ancestors, angels, light beings, higher selves, or higher aspects of you and your soul. Your team may consist of the elements, elementals. They might be power animals or spirit animals, spirit guides, galactic beings, depending on your lineage and your ancestry. If you come from indigenous culture or lineage or ancestry, your spiritual calling is very much going to dictate the guides and ancestors that you work with. You may see, for example, a Native American indigenous chief. You may have a buffalo. You know, it depends on your lineage and your ancestry. Your divine team or crew is a reflection of who you are, not only here in this life, but also in higher realms. This is your crew, empaths. So begin to honor what you see. You know, throughout my lifetime, I've seen so many different divine beings. I've seen Native American energies and beings come in to the field. Come to find out, these are my great, 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 you know, ancestors. I've seen hawks and tigers and wolves and, you know, moose, and I can't even tell you, I have a crew of apex predators. They first came to me as two jaguars, and then I saw a cougar, and they scared me when I first saw them. I saw them in my third eye, and they were so big and they were so, you know, fierce. But then I saw them as little, like baby jaguars and little, you know, a little cougar, and they were very playful, and they were in my home, and they were around my bed, and they were like chewing on my mattress and being kind of bad, you know, being kind of silly and playful. But I got to know them in this playful setting so that when they came back to me as fully grown adult jaguar and cougar, I realized, oh, they're part of my team. They're part of my protectors. And, you know, it's funny because in my third eye, I will see them. At times they will show up when there's an energy in the field that shouldn't be near me. This is my shamanic essence. Those of you that are shamans, you might be a shaman empath. If you do any training as a shaman, you're going to learn about your spirit guides and your power animals. And most likely you will have a wolf or a tiger or a lion or bear, some, animal that protects you and senses when energy comes into the field. And before that energy can even touch you or hit you, your spirit guide, your jaguar or whatever it is, will sound the alarm. And you might even hear a growl or a roar. Other people aren't going to hear it, but you might hear it. And that's your indication that something's in the vicinity that you're being protected from. I know all of this may sound really wild and foreign and even crazy to some of you, but you have to understand, we didn't choose this path. Our soul chose it for us. And so rather than being resistant to these other dimensional aspects of us, being open to the possibility that you and your parts dial into other aspects of the universe and the multiverse and the divine and the quantum field. And there's a reason for it. There's a reason that these apex predators have come in, along with all of the other divine beings that I work with. They're here to protect me at this time from whatever outside forces would maybe be a distraction or prevent me from doing the work that I'm here to do at this time. So your team is a reflection of who you are. And like I said, this is your crew, okay? So you got a crew, okay? And you can call on them at any time. They're invisible. They're an invisible team behind the scenes, but they're here to support you in all ways, wherever you need help. So just ask. Now, what exactly does the crew do? Well, they guard you. They guard your physical being as well as your heart, your emotions, your mind. They protect you from negativity, negative thoughts, negative memories, negative experiences that you've had that might be debilitating in your current now moment. They also protect you from negative humans and entities and energies that may seek to distract you or taunt you or disturb your peace. They protect you from the seen and unseen realms, and they protect you from what is known and unknown. So even if you sense danger or chaos or strange energy around you, there's probably a lot more. It's like roaches or rats or snakes. You see one, there's a whole bunch more somewhere. You just don't see them. And oftentimes your guardian protectors are watching out, looking out for all that stuff and keeping you safe, even when you sleep, even when you're not aware, you're being protected. They also offer wisdom and guidance and a new perspective on many things. Your crew can recalibrate you to the original source code or the plan of God, creation, the universe that is aligned with your soul master blueprint. They inform you when new light codes are available. Like, you receive notifications when your computer or your phone has an update. You get notifications from your team when there's something new available. So in my case, I know when they want to do an upgrade or an activation code. And I work from home now, but at one point I worked in an office. For many years, I worked in an office and I could feel an activation code was available. And I would just say, silently to my teams, okay, let me just drive through, let me get off the freeway. Is this going to be a quick activation code? If it's going to be quick, I can pull over real quick and do it. If it's going to be 20 minutes or if it's going to be 40 minutes, I need to get home. Let me just use the bathroom real quick and then I'll just sit down or lay down on the bed and you can, have at it. And that's the kind of relationship that I have with my spiritual team, my crew, that if an activation or an update or an upgrade is available, I can ask them to hold off on the energy so that I'm safe. I don't want to be driving when I'm getting, when I'm getting like a, I need to be like stationary and stable and grounded, right? So that I don't crash, right? So even though we're spiritual beings, we are able to be very anchored in this human life. We are both matter and spirit, and we don't have to go off on the deep end and go crazy. Spirit is never going to take over and not allow us to be grounded. If you've got to work, you've got a job, spirit will support you in being on time for your job and having a solid work ethic. And you can remain grounded and do all of your human 3D muggle work stuff and still be a very powerful being. That notion that, spirit's going to just take over. No, we have free will. And we can control the energy. We can ask the energy to speed up. If you want to have warp speed, matrix, kind of experience, you got it. Be ready for that. Make sure that you are eating well, getting plenty of rest, and stay hydrated if you want that warp speed kind of energetic experience. Because when that heavy, deep energy comes in, those new light activation codes come in, it can be a lot. But you can also ask the energy to slow down. Let's say you're a parent, you've got small children, you need to preserve your energy to be present with your kids and help them with homework. You've got a very techie kind of job where attention to detail is very important. You're just super busy. You can ask energy to slow down. You can ask the energy to take place when you take a bath that night or on the weekend. Can you slow the energy down, spirit, for when I'm resting or only when I'm in my bed at night sleeping and my cells are regenerating anyway? Can the light code activations happen? Then you do have free will to control and monitor the energy. When you have a relationship with your crew and you're used to talking to them and you're used to hearing from them, and you've got this beautiful, harmonious, symbiotic relationship with your divine teams of beings that love you unconditionally, they have only your highest good as their pure heart intention, and they will honor you. Just ask. They will absolutely honor you. They also activate the new codes so that we will be prepared for the winds of change. And this, when I say winds of change, that could be changes related to aging, changes happening in your physical body. It could be political changes, social changes. So things happening politically, socially, physically, relationally, all changes that are happening internally and externally. Your divine beings will activate new light codes within you so that you can be prepared, so that you can sense that they're coming. And when the changes happen, you are anchored and grounded, and you're not dysregulated or discouraged when, things happen politically, changes, war, famine, poverty, injustice, social injustice. You're anchored because you have the new light codes that can assist you and help you. So there's this new thing I was reading about, this new condition called sudden adult death syndrome. And this is where people just are dropping dead for no apparent reason. There's no actual physical condition or pre-medical condition. And then I was also reading an article about chemtrails. And I know for a lot of people, chemtrails has been controversial. A lot of people haven't wanted to believe that they exist, and we see them, but people don't believe that there's any nefarious agenda behind them. I was reading some research just this morning, actually, that was talking about how some of the residue from chemtrails has been collected and now studied by scientists. And in Arkansas and in California, I'm sure other parts of the world as well, but this research study showed Arkansas and California, and there it was found, there's arsenic and all this other stuff, but the highest concentration of barium was the most problematic. The most concern was the barium that's coming from these chemtrails, and it's apparently higher than it's supposed to be. Whoever governs that kind of thing, chemicals in the vicinity and in the atmosphere, it's higher than what it should be. And of course, nobody's taking ownership of why that is or where it comes from. But we don't need to be afraid of the chemicals in the water or in the atmosphere. We're aware of all of the nefarious agendas and dark, manipulative, evil, maniacal things that people are doing. And why are they doing them? We don't know. We do know, but we're not going there, not this talk. But the bottom line is your guardians will protect you before anything hits you, that you will be given wisdom. You'll know when to take certain supplements or herbs, or to drink more water, or what kind of water to drink. You'll know what foods to eat or when to detox. You'll know when to fast. Your guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, protectors, they will assist you with every aspect of your life. When I eat food, I practice intentional eating. And so as a result, I pretty much, unless I'm at like a social gathering where there's a limited amount of food, or I'm just on vacation and I'm just having fun. But even then, like at this point, I pretty much ask what I should eat. I ask what I should drink. I ask what I should eat. I literally ask my body, is it okay to have this? Is it not okay to have this? I ask my guides what I should eat. And I'm pretty guided in terms of what I eat, what I drink, because that will reduce things like bloating or, whatever, acne or, pain or gas. You know what I mean? When you just ask what's proper for your body, and it can change. It could be like, for example, I used to eat bananas and it was okay for me to eat bananas, but lately I've been guided not to eat bananas for whatever reason. And so I don't. I have a peanut allergy, but I used to be able to eat peanut butter, which I know that's weird. But lately I haven't been able to eat peanut butter. I'm being steered away from that. I'm eating sunflower butter or cashew butter or almond butter, and I put those in my smoothies in the morning. So these divine beings that are part of your crew can help you with mental, emotional, physical, societal, environmental, every kind of possible change that is occurring within and without, so that you're not caught off guard or so that you don't become deeply dysregulated by external chaos. Your divine team or guardians keep you self-regulated internally and externally if you allow them to work with your structure, if you trust them, if you allow them to come in. They have the ability to clear negative energy in and around you. And they keep your auric field clear from impurities and contamination from denser energies. Your divine crew, your team, will implement upgrades in your physical body and in your consciousness. This is why for some of you, if you notice when you sleep, you'll feel a little bit of a tingling and it feels like something is happening and you're not sure why, what. And when you come out of your dream space, when you wake up in the morning, you literally feel like you went to a divine day spa or divine healing center because you did. Sometimes when you feel like you stepped into another dimension, it's because you really did. And what's happening there or what just happened to you was an activation code or an energy upgrade. It's really cool. Being a dialed in empath and light worker and starseed and aligning with your soul master blueprint and allowing the spiritual team that is here to assist you, allowing them to be fully activated and fully present in your life is such a game changer. And it makes this experience of being an empath so much easier. Your divine teams also solve problems before you have to actually deal with them, or they provide thoughts on how you can problem solve. They give you insight so that you know exactly how to correct complex situations or problems. Your divine crew waits excitedly, sometimes with bated breath. They're waiting for you to call on them because they want to assist you. They know that this life on this planet can be very difficult and they want to make it easier for you. So call on your ancestors, call on your angels, call on the divine celestial beings, the light beings, the guardians, the protectors, all who love you unconditionally and have only your highest good as their pure heart intention. Call them in to guide you, protect you, teach you, up-level you, upgrade you, shift you, and shake you if necessary, getting you out of situations that are no longer serving or not aligned with the master blueprint. Don't be afraid to call on them. They are here for you. They are available to assist you with everything. And I mean everything. And so before we close, for those of you who choose of your own free will, and you're wondering, how in the world do I call in my guardian protectors? How do I do this? I'm not really sure what to do. Well, I'm going to just lead you in a quick little exercise, prayer, if you choose, free will, of course. Just take a nice deep breath. And then say, my name is, and say your name. My name is Eileen Regina. And if you choose, repeat after me. I call on the divine and all aspects of creation who love me unconditionally and have my highest good as your pure heart intention. I call in my guardian protectors, my ancestors, my angels, celestial higher beings, my higher self, and all of you who assist me in the various areas of my multidimensional life. If you serve my highest good, if you are aligned with my soul master blueprint, I fully accept and receive your help now. All other energies, all lower mind consciousness, and anyone and anything that does not serve my highest good, you are dismissed, and I release you from my energy field now and forevermore. I choose only to be surrounded by those divine higher beings who love me unconditionally and have only my highest good as your pure heart intention. Guide me, guard me, protect me, activate the new light codes, recalibrate me to the original source code and plan according to my soul master blueprint for my highest good, and so that I may fulfill my soul work with excellence. This is what I choose. This is what I'm asking for now and forevermore. So be it, and so it shall always be. All right, now, if you said anything like that, you don't have to say it the way I said it, just call them in. You're divinely protected. And now you can ask for support and guidance and direction and clarity for every aspect of your life. Whenever you need help, don't sit there just wondering and pondering and feeling stuck and feeling depressed and feeling anxious and feeling worried. No, call on spirit, God, creator, the divine. Imagine a company. God, creator, divine, the source of all is at the top. It's, God is the CEO. And think about this like 10-story building with all of these different departments. There's an angel or a guide or an ancestor or a spirit being assigned to every single area. So if you got an automotive problem, call on the automotive department. If you've got a dental problem, call on the dental department. If you've got a housing problem or a financial problem, if it's economic, if it's health, if it's relational, if it's in the love department, whatever, if it's sex, whatever, food, dietary, it does not matter. If you got an issue and you need assistance, just know that the CEO of your particular company, your spiritual team, okay, has assigned someone to assist you with every single area. Just go to the right department. And if you don't know what department to go to, ask your higher self and ask your soul to guide you in your dream space at night while you're sleeping to the proper dimensions, departments, whatever it is you're supposed to go to, the angelic realms or the galactic realms that you're supposed to go to get the answers that you need. I remember I was dealing with a particular health issue, and I went in my dream space, I went into a realm where I met some galactic beings, and they looked very much like little gray people. And they took me into what looked like a spaceship. And then the next thing I knew, I was on their planet. And they were giving me all these plants. They gave me a whole tray of plants that I've never seen here on our planet, but they were edible. And they just wanted me to pick a couple. So I picked a couple, and they took these tongs and they took the the plant-like things, and they like heated them up in what looked like some kind of warmer, some kind of galactic, stove or whatever. And then they gave them to me. And although they were piping hot, they wanted me to eat them. So when I touched them, I picked them up. I could see the steam, but they didn't burn my tongue. I ate them, kind of like, I don't know, Brussels sprouts or broccoli, but it wasn't, And then it was so cute. After I received this healing, plant that they wanted me to eat, they put the rest in a little doggy bag. They put it in like a little white doggy bag. Why do we call them a doggy bag? I guess because back in the day, you take your food from the restaurant and give it to the dog, right? Now we take our food from the restaurant, we eat it at home. Anyway, they put these little plants in the doggy bag for me, cute little galactic white bag. And I left this, galactic realm with my little plants. And of course, I've never seen them here, in this human life. But I'll tell you, after that, in the weeks and months after that experience, I was healed from that medical issue that I had. It was completely resolved. I have the lab work to prove that it's gone. I have 0 of that in my body. That was what the last blood results showed, 0. So I'm completely healed from that particular thing. And I know it's because in the energetic realms, I received the healing and with a doggy bag to go. On that note, I'm going to send you all love and light. I'm wishing you just the best week. May you have a beautiful, beautiful week ahead. May you stay grounded. I know we're talking about all kinds of wild things. And for some of you empaths, this is just like, what the heck is she talking about? But and not all of us empaths are having the exact same experiences, but I know a lot of you are having some wild, wild experiences. And so I'm here to just make sense of it and show you how to anchor. And just remember, you are divinely supported. You are so loved. You are so known. You are so seen, and you are divinely supported always in all ways. I can't wait to see you again. Blessings. Have a great week.